Hello. This is something a little different that we're doing, but I was gonna make a video with Minecraft, okay, Minecraft recording on this, but this is just something that I thought about saying because it kind of inspired me from just a bunch of other videos I've seen throughout my time just growing as well. And it's just basically just speaking my own thoughts with just like a bunch of things that I got to work through and just being able to get them out into the world. But it's more just like something that just happened recently with me that I just kind of like, as I was in it, I really got to really understand a lot about it. So, it was really good. But it has to do a lot with like sometimes we we say things or do things that, hurts others. That's totally okay. Not I'm not saying that it's like okay, but like, a lot goes on and depending on what the moment is and we do it without really much thinking. Like I said, depending on what it is. And then we immediately think about apologizing or trying to fix our wrongdoings because we know that that's not who we really are. So that's why, it's like, it's very hard sometimes with those sort of, you know, things that one goes through. Because you get so lost into that you don't really know what to say or really how to really talk sometimes. And don't mind me for, kind of getting stuck with my words, but this is my first time me really doing something like this. And, I really just want to be open with this as much as possible because, you know, everybody has their own different experiences and whatnot, but I'll get back to what I was saying a moment ago, but, whatever I say, maybe it won't stick with most people. Or maybe not everybody will relate because of everybody has their own different things, but I know it will hit some people, and that'll at least be something. But I'm at least trying to better get what I want to say out there. And that's better than just not trying at all. But yeah, like I was saying, with, saying things that could make you feel, like, oh wow, that is not something I would say, or that's not really who I am, because you know that. And if you're already thinking like that, then you're already aiming towards the direction of really stopping to do that. Because, I mean, it takes time, obviously. It's not going to go away really quickly. But, it takes a while for someone to really stop thinking like that and really get over those things. It's like I said, it doesn't just happen overnight. Things don't just change overnight. Things take time. You will fail a lot of times, and that's all right. But with that, it's totally okay to be like that, and to then wanting to do better, and making sure that you're taking humility for what you did. You're apologizing. You're being honest. You're being vulnerable. You're being sincere about what you did wrong. And that right there is something that people will welcome with open arms. They're not just gonna look at you and be like, oh nah, and all that, like, hell no, or whatever, or backstab you or anything, because you're trying to do right. You're trying to do and fix what you did wrong. And there should be no reason for you to feel bad about that. If the other person doesn't, like reciprocate with like, that good stuff, then, what? You can't really do much, but you at least know that you ended it ended it off with like, hey, I at least, I worked through it. I got to do it. Got to apologize for what I did. Got to be sincere and very honest with myself to know that that's not me. So it's like, that's good. You don't dictate the person who you will be tomorrow just from what you did today. You know? You, like, for example, for me, that happens sometimes when I, like, I don't know, like, let me think. If I were to, like, be kind of angsty, I guess you could say. Or I don't know, just act a bit like, yeah, like, I guess angsty. And majority of the time, it's just with my parents, you know? It's understandable. I love my parents. Don't think that I don't love them, but, it's just one of those things that sometimes, not as much as before. Because, like, one of the things I did a long, long time ago, story time here, but I was with, my friends were over. We were doing something in the kitchen. I don't know what happened, but it eventually led up to just telling my mom to shut up. I told her to shut up right in front of my friend. And he looked at me too and he was like, bro, come on now. And I like, this was like 5, 6 years ago, like early freshman year of high school. So it's like, actually no, that doesn't add up, but earlier for freshman high school. No, wait, that does add up. Yeah. Getting thrown off. But yeah, it just, it was young me and all that. But just seeing that response then, the response now, like if I were to say that, back then I didn't think about it much. But I eventually did, say sorry for it. But it didn't feel as like, not that I didn't mean it, but I felt like it didn't like, it took me a lot longer to process what I said. But if I were to say that now, I would instantly be like, yo, okay, no, I'm saying sorry right now. Because that's not what I stand for. That's not who I am. It's not alright. It's not good. And like I said, it goes a long way to be vulnerable like that and just apologize. It's just, it's one of those things that
Teams, this is
you
Control.
just,
What's our status in
when you
Morningside
do,
Heights? Control,
especially someone that you love, family member, friend, whatever.
we're detaining and
I don't
questioning
think I've ever hurt anybody like that, but, I just wouldn't, I wouldn't feel good saying it and just keeping it like that for the rest of the time. It wouldn't be right. Any kind person or any person with good morale or good intentions or anything, good people or people trying to be good will understand that. It's just, it wouldn't be right, like I said, especially to your mom. Like, come on. Like, there are a couple things that I am disappointed with myself when I was that age, but what can you do? The best thing you can do now is just be a better man, be be a better person than you were yesterday. And that, yeah, thanks, Spidey, for looking at me as a yo, what you doing right there? But yeah, it's gonna take time, you know, and yeah, just
Stable teams, this is
this is
Control.
something that I was
What's our
thinking about
status
a
in
moment ago
Morningside Heights?
because
Checkpoint is active. Full battle rattle.
that sort of
Full
feeling I was
override.
thinking about because right now I'm just like discovering things about me and old things because I had like long long time ago my first, I guess you could say, real but not actually relationship had a bunch of things that really sparked a lot of things that I had even before I met them and things current like during that time that I was with them, and then recently I kind of those things kind of floated back, so it's like it's rediscovering those things, and it's just it's a lot that, as someone who's trying to give
Sable
advice,
teams, this is Control. What's our
you
status in
know,
Morningside
at the
Heights?
same time I
Control,
have to like
we are arresting civilians who refuse to
do like
cooperate with location
find
Spider-Man.
find ways and find peace and try to find ways to help myself too, because I don't want to be that person who just cares about others, gives advice, but doesn't take the advice himself or takes care of himself as much, which I am. I've recently been doing a lot with it, and I love it. It's just taking time. A lot of growth, a lot of little moments where you feel like you maybe don't feel like you're growing at the pace you want to, but you're growing
Calling
slowly.
agents in Manhattanville.
Oh my
Requesting an
gosh,
update
bro.
on your status.
So many.
Control, APC Bravo,
We're growing
engage demon.
slowly, silently, and you don't see it. And that's all right. When you're working out, for example, you're not going to see that progress instantly, or you're not going to see it in a week. It's slow and quiet and steady. It takes time. So, don't feel like you're behind. And I know it's a mix of different things, but I'm just speaking from the heart and just from things that I'm just trying to work through and just going through and just things that I just want to say. I'd oh I'd I'd love to make these sort of videos and just bring them out to the internet. I grew up around these sort of things and all these other videos where people. There's one YouTuber who does like Minecraft videos who talks like so good. It's very inspiring, just and very hits home with just the amount of things he says. So it's really cool. And then there was like another video too, with this girl who like it
Sable
started
teams,
off
this
as
is
a joke
Control.
because it
What's
just
our status
randomly
in
showed
Morningside
up on
Heights?
my
Control, a group of
on
civilians
my
are inciting violence
YouTube
and peace.
recommendations page. It was
We're
this
detaining
Clash
and
Royale girl
questioning
who's
three
just talking
leaders.
about advice. But it's just really cool to see different perspectives from other people around. That's something that I just realized a long time ago, which is really powerful and really just helps you with improvement as well, I feel. Different perspectives, different like opinions, different everything. Instead of just sitting in with just your own thoughts all the time and all that. It's good to be out there. Get your feet wet in the water. Just take it slowly, you know. A lot of people are just
Sable
so
teams, this is Control. What's our
fixated
status in
in
Morningside Heights? Traffic
the
control
idea of like
established. Checking
healing
all suspicious
and
persons.
just how it's like done so quickly, but it doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, you can't put a time on healing. Healing takes you know the amount of time that one really spends with it. Like I said, you can't put a time on it. But if you keep showing up for yourself the same way, like if you were to show up for like a job, a gym, I don't know, friends, recital, something, it'll show for yourself. It'll be beneficial overall. But yeah, I know this has been all over the place, but this at least is the beginning of what I want to do. And the inspiration I took from all those videos and everything basically. There's a lot to really, you know, look at. I really do. And to be honest, maybe I might do something different like this. But maybe do something else a little more different. So then I can make it as unique as they did. Like the Clash Royale girl on the Minecraft game. Finding my own unique charm to make myself different. But also being able to spread those beautiful things I want to share with the world, you know? Because I've changed so much, and these ideas that I want to do, I really want to be able to really capture them and really start to make them work. And like I said, bring them out to the world and also learn from others. I know for a fact that not everybody will understand, or at least be able to comprehend what one may be saying in those certain videos. There's a video out there for anything that you're going through. Some people won't be able to really, they'll be able to say, yo, I understand what you're going through, because they won't, but they'll at least listen and be there and be just, like I said, just listening and be attentive with you. The best thing you can do is listen and be open and be understanding for the person. not to be like, oh, I understand what you're going through when you haven't, you know. And I'm glad that I personally didn't do that. That I just try to pretend to understand what somebody else is going through when, I don't. But I at least kept open and I at least listened and I did all that I can to really make them comfortable and just be
Calling agents in
me.
Manhattanville, requesting an update on your status.
But yeah,
We have detained an unauthorized gathering of civilians.
this will be
Proceed
the
to
end of this
question and
first
arrest
video.
as needed.
I appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye. Into the sunset.